the Press On Regardless National Rally. Organized by the Detroit Region Sports Car Club of America. Named the best national rally of the year. And sponsored by Leonard Refineries Incorporated, Alma, Michigan.
Hi, this is Fred Trost for Leonard Refineries, welcoming you to the annual Press On Regardless National Rally. We're in Alma, Michigan at the start of the rally, and here to fill us in on the excitement ahead is an internationally known sports car driver, Scott Harvey. How are you, Scott?
Fine.
Well, now, what is this rally business all about? You've been at it a long time.
Well, a rally is different from a race. Many people confuse the two. But in a rally, the objective is to be at the right place at the right time, not to be the first one there.
Well, why is this called the Press On Regardless Rally?
Well, the Press On Regardless is quite an old rally in Michigan, and back when it was started, the cars weren't as reliable as they are today. And it goes for 1,000 miles or so each year, and they used to have a saying that if you just press on regardless of what happened, there's a good chance you'll come out on top at the end.
Well, Scott, what is unusual about this Press On Regardless Rally? Where's it going?
Well, this is one of Sports Car Club of America's national championship rallies. It'll start in Alma, Michigan, go to Grayling. It'll run all night Friday night to Grayling, have an overday stop in Grayling, and then it'll run all night Saturday night back to Alma.
Whoa, that sounds like a rugged race.
Well, it'll be mostly on logging roads, the one-lane dirt roads up in northern Michigan. And we try to make it tough enough so that everybody gets their share of driving test, and their car's pretty well tested.
How do the cars hold up under this kind of strain?
Well, pretty good. The U.S. industry is making pretty strong cars these days, and the cars have a little bit of protective plating underneath to protect the vulnerable spots.
Or are they souped up or anything?
No, they start from very basic production automobiles. Here, let me show you one.
Okay.
Fred, here's an example of some of the equipment that's used in rally cars. This is an average speed indicator. And this, after all, the idea of a rally is to run the right average speed, not to be the fastest car there. And this is a very complicated, advanced setup. What it amounts to is an average speed calculator here and two standby units. And these units register miles only. They measure miles very accurately, allow the navigator to calculate the average speed, how far the car should go, or what time it should take to go a given distance. And here's a case of a person who owns this car, has been in the sport many years. He's bought a lot of equipment. When he goes on a rally like the Press On Regardless, he wants to have every opportunity of winning. He has all this as standby equipment. To start in a rally, you don't need this much equipment. You can use the odometer on the car's speedometer to start out with. But as you progress, you want to win the bigger rallies, why you buy standby equipment. So if one thing fails, you press on regardless with the next bit of equipment.
That's the idea.
That's the idea. Come on, let me show you some more of the cars. All the cars will have heavy-duty suspension, and most of them will have protective plating underneath the engine and underneath the gas tank to keep the parts from being ruptured by stones and the high centers in the road.
Well, I understand that before the rally is underway, about 15 minutes before, the drivers are given their instructions.
That's right. Actually, the navigator's given the instructions. The rally is a team sport. It's a navigator and a driver. The route instructions consist of just a mileage and an instruction to execute, no more. The driver and navigator don't know where they're going till they get these, and they have to work on these while they're on the rally. This is a typical navigator's rally board. It consists of the route instructions, a very accurate timepiece, some sort of calculator, and a scratch pad. The navigator does everything required during the rally right here on this little board. The navigator controls the car. He tells the driver when to speed up, when to slow down, when to turn, tells him just about everything to do.
Well, this sounds like a really exciting sport, Scott. How does a young person who's interested in getting into rallying get started?
Fred, probably the best way for a person to get involved in rally competition is to join a sports car club. There are hundreds of sports car clubs around the country. The colleges all have sports car clubs and put on rallies. The one that is sponsoring, the one that's sanctioning this rally is the Sports Car Club of America, and there are regions all over the country. There's one in Detroit, one in Saginaw Valley. So join a sports car club, take your plain old family sedan out, go on a rally, see if you like it, and if you do, invest in some equipment, come out and compete for a few years, Pretty soon you'll be ready for the press on regardless.
Well, that sounds like good advice, Scott Harvey, and thanks an awful lot for your time and telling us about the sport of rallying. Looks like things are about to get underway right now, so I won't hold you any longer. Looks like this will be a great rally, doesn't it?
I sure hope so.
Although the POR was run in November, planning and preparation actually started in April. All phases of the rally route instructions, fuel and rest stops, controls, scoring, and general administration must be submitted to the national headquarters of the Sports Car Club of America for approval. The course is pre-checked before it is run by 2 people chosen by the SCCA, and headquarters even appoints a team of observers to drive the course during the competition. This segment of film shows the kind of roads over which the rally is plotted: twisty, rutted, high-crowned, and sandy. And although it doesn't look like it, this course car is doing well over 50 miles per hour. Back to the beginning. Registration at the Chamber of Commerce in Alma. Each contestant picks up a complete rally package, including a set of identifying decals to go on each side of the car. Any and all cars are eligible. Wives are a very important part of this rally, as you'll see. With registration completed, cars crowd the neighborhood Leonard Community Service Station near the starting point, topping off with the official rally fuel, new Leonard Premium 500 gasoline, and making last-minute adjustments and changes. Rally drivers are as fussy about their cars as a woman with her makeup before an important evening. It's a rough road, so all equipment must be secured. We'll see these two again. This driver-navigator team drove up from Tennessee. They're happy and relaxed now, but we'll see them again also. A rigid technical inspection preceded the start. With the help of the Saginaw Valley Region SCCA, which furnished the inspectors, each car was given a clinical inspection. Inspectors check lights, turn signals, brakes, exhaust systems, and other essential items. In addition, cars must carry a stipulated number of flares, fire extinguishers, rope, chain or winch, and other vital safety equipment. Safety is very much a part of the POR. All lined up like ducks in a row. The mayor waves the official flag.
Now.
And so it went, one car every 60 seconds, until all 59 cars were off and running. Route instruction sheets were issued to navigators only 15 minutes before starting time. A little later, you'll hear some candid chatter between driver and navigator as they follow their instructions. Look closely. This is one of the few times you'll see a hardtop road in the POR, and this is only to get the drivers to the first logging road. If you were sitting in the back seat, this is what you would hear from the driver and navigator.
How are we going on time? Okay, you're up a little bit, so bring her back. How far that turn? You're coming up in about 10 counts. Mileage must be running a little bit off. It's not come up yet. Keep on down the road.
First fuel stop, Reed City, and contestants arrived pretty much in numerical order. The first leg was relaxed enough so that most contestants were able to enjoy a beautiful display of northern lights put on especially for the POR. Bill Stevenson, rally coordinator, gave this appraisal of the first leg.
It is an easy section up to here. They should have no trouble. All of the cars should be coming in at just about on the right intervals. The roads were very easy, and it's just that it was a convenient break, so we're using it as such.
The wives again. They've raced ahead to the gas stop, and here they are, wiping windshields and headlights and pumping gasoline. Another wife was calculating scores to this point. Suppose this were your problem. Where do you find Volvo wheel bearings in Reed City, Michigan in the middle of the night? Answer, you don't. If at first you don't succeed, tie again. Time for a break, just as long as you work while you eat.
Because the mileage being off, so pick it up just a hair. Okay? Okay, now this looks like it. That's it? Okay.
Coming up to a checkpoint.
303.
Can't read the numbers that fast.
Who is that?
What's the number, Bill?
I don't know.
It's 306 out.
What's the number? Car number. 6. Car number 6.
On 3. What number? Don't worry about it.
Answer.
304.
Car number 3.
304. 305.
Car number 1.
What was the second car? 9.
And we're still 304.
No, we're 305. Last car was 305. Okay, the first one, Ray, is 307.
Right.
The next one is 308.
Right.
The next one is
312. That last checkpoint was after 3 a.m., and it's starting to lighten as the rally cars streak through the northern Michigan jack pine forests for Grayling, the halfway mark of the rally. Contestants do not know where the checkpoints are. All they do know is they get penalized for hitting the point either early or late. That makes for skillful driving and precise navigation, which is the whole idea.
Your next instruction is not for another, 3.5 miles down the road. It's another keep right, okay? Let me know when it comes up. How's the time look now? You're still gaining time. Bring her down some. Got the mileage back on? Yeah, everything was back on the last turn.
Grayling at 6 a.m. on a cloudy, chilly November morning. We asked Rally Chairman Scott Harvey for an appraisal of the first half.
They seem to be going very well. There aren't many complaints, and most of the cars are making it through. I understand there are a few stuck in deep sand back a few miles, but most of the other cars have been able to get around by cutting across a field, and everybody seems to be quite happy with the rally up to this point. It's very difficult, but that's what they came for.
59 cars started at Alma, 48 made it to Grayling, and only one car came in clean, that is, without a single penalty point. After checking in, contestants were given 30 minutes to work on their cars and then were required to lock their cars in a closed park or impoundment area until 15 minutes before the start of the second half of the rally.
You gotta have seven. You gotta have seven.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Problems? Oh, yes, all kinds of problems. Like what? Roads that were unbelievable. And we broke our odometer cable just before we got here. On the last leg, we broke our odo cable.
The rally is real great so far, just fine and dandy.
You think we're setting up for something later?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult later, we're pretty sure. It's been pretty easy up to here.
Oh, there's the usual stuff, you know, a lot of sand, and we saw some deer. And it was real nice, yeah. About a 4-point buck ran across us.
You can tell Scott Harvey laid it out.
This is the closed park in the main street of Grayling. While the cars sat all day, contestants bedded down in hotels and motels to rest up for the second night of the POR. Oh, we almost forgot our friends from Tennessee. Disaster struck just outside of Grayling. Their alternator went out, and of course, no replacement was available. So finally, there's nothing to do but to pack up and head back to Tennessee. Their final words were, "We'll be back next year." Late afternoon, and most contestants got up to check the first day's scores posted in the hotel lobby. The POR is conducted with the complete approval and cooperation of local and state law enforcement officials. Now, the start of the second section of the POR, heading north towards Gaylord and to such now famous POR roads as Sawdust Pile, Tin Shanty, and Lost Cabin Trail, all known for their treacherous curves and unpredictable road surfaces. And to make it even more delightful, it began to rain slightly, with even a few snow flurries.
That wasn't straight ahead there, was it? Back there was just a course ball, yeah.
time check coming up here, okay? Looks like we're going through the campground or something here. Okay, you're about 3/10 up. All right. 2/10 and you've hit the very limit. Haven't been too many cars through here.
Fuel stop with the faithful wives waiting and a little time for repairs. Of the 48 cars that left Grayling, 39 made it here to Petoskey. Smashed fender get in the way? Just cut it off. And there were other less serious repairs. For those who could afford the luxury, this was a time for what contestants called war stories, slight but harmless exaggerations of resourcefulness and courage on the road. Or, as one man put it, the first liar doesn't have a chance. Even though there were no official protests in the rally, here's a gentleman who wants to make a point to one of the rally officials. We'll see more of him later. Not everyone was interested in eloquence. While this gentleman demonstrates that a navigator's work is never done. 30 minutes for coffee and whatever, a chance to relax, and to take a closer look at what girls in miniskirts look like these days. And with that as an inspiration, it's back to the logging road. Another checkpoint coming up. And then it's down the home stretch to Alma, the starting point. Of the 39 cars which reached the fuel stop at Petoskey, 30 managed to make it to the finish line. It's been a grueling rally, and both men and machines show it. Could be tired. She obviously is not. And he certainly is. But then it's time for breakfast. while contestants feasted, final scores are totaled and posted in record time for all contestants to examine, which they most certainly do. We've met the gentleman on the left before, still as eloquent as ever. Finally, the acknowledgement of the award winners by the applause of the crowd. And so the end of another Press On Regardless rally, the best national rally of the year.